Hey guys, Chris from Hockey Tutorial here, and today in this video we're going to be taking a look at Byonic Blades. Now there's a lot of different skate blades or skate runner options out there, especially today now more than ever. So what is the difference between these and the skate blades or runners that you'd get standardly from a manufacturer? Is there a difference in the way that they feel, in the way that they perform, in the quality? For all of that, we're going to be going into detail about that in this video. We're going to be filming this video with the Everyone Active Raiders at Sapphire Ice and Leisure. So let's get into detail and show you exactly how these blades perform, what you need to know about them, aside from the fact that they come in a sick selection of colors. Let's get to it.
I've been using the Byonic Blades now for coming up for the last week. I used them once last week for practice, twice over the weekend for 2 games, once again this afternoon for practice. And safe to say, from using the the standard Bauer LS3s that you get, obviously with the with the skates, they've held their own. I'm usually kind of pretty quick on my feet, so tight turns, kind of moving constantly, changing direction. They've held their own. Definitely something I'd kind of recommend guys looking into. They're, I wouldn't say a cheap alternative, but they're a better alternative. They come in obviously a range of colours, designs and stuff for guys that like to shake it up a little bit. I went with the mirrored steel and got a handful of compliments, which is always good, and they're quite nice. Where'd you get those from? So no, it's definitely something for guys like myself who want to spice things up, stand out from the crowd a little bit.
I used Byonic Blades in my last game and for about a week now, and I love them. They are brilliant. They've stayed freshly sharp, they've not changed at all, and the colours are absolutely wicked. I love the colours. They're so bright, the other players notice them. I've had compliments on them all week. They are brilliant. When I was skating, they felt brilliant. They cut into the ice like it's nothing. I feel like they dig in the ice a little bit more to give you that little bit of a jump on the other players on, say, like a face-off or a sprint start to the puck. Gives you that little bit extra of a jump. Do as you feel. If you want to have red blades, have red blades. They look sick. They look unreal on the ice. You see the glare on the ice as you're skating around, it looks unreal. I've had compliments on them all week long. It is brilliant.
Quick side note, there's a big giveaway at the end of this video, so make sure you watch until the end. Now, of course, when you're looking at a pair of runners or a pair of blades from a manufacturer that you might not have used before, the number one question you're going to be asking yourself is, how do these compare to the runners or the blades that come on the hockey skates that we buy from manufacturers like CCM and Bauer? Now, there's a couple of different categories that can, in other words, impact the way that a runner or a blade performs on the ice, i.e. the quality of steel that's been used to create the blade, also the coating that it's applied to the blade, and the general construction process. Are there any special techniques or special features that have been applied to enhance the way that the runner feels, performs, and withstands day-to-day use on the ice? With Byonic Blades, their runners feature a patent X-Lite upper profile design, which in other words has been able to reduce the overall weight of their runners by up to 40% when compared to some of the runners that you get from the more household manufacturers that make skates, and even some of the manufacturers that make just runners or steel. Now, aside from this, Byonic Blades are also precision laser cut. Now, that doesn't sound like it's a big deal, but the key word there is precision. We've had a couple of examples from aftermarket manufacturers that make runners or blades where you get the right size, it's for the right manufacturer, it should fit your skate. When we put these runners or blades into our skates, we found on occasions that the holes on the runners don't match up exactly to the holes that are on the skate holders. Doesn't sound like a big deal, but if you're trying to push a bolt through that, it can be incredibly frustrating. In some cases, we've had to have the runners replaced, so it's nice to know that what you're getting from Byonic is precise. Their runners are also much easier to be sharpened for the very first time, so you don't have to worry about cross-grinding. If you've had to sharpen a brand new pair of runners, depending on where they've come from, it can be quite a pain to get them exactly how you want them before you get onto the ice. So it's always good to know that Byonic Blades runners are much easier to sharpen for the first time, helping you to get on the ice much quicker. Of course, this probably swiftly leads us on to what manufacturers or skate manufacturers Byonic make runners for. At the moment, that's going to be Bauer and CCM. As a side note, all of the runners that Byonic Blades ship out come with a slight forward pitch profile. Now, if you're wondering what a profile is, it essentially pertains to the area of the skate blade that is in contact with the ice, and you're able to actually change this depending on your preferences and your skating style. I filmed an incredibly detailed video on profiles that I'll link down below and also at the top. If you're unsure of what this is, make sure you check it out, because profiling, along with selecting the right hollow for your skates, can make a massive impact on your confidence and your performance on the ice. So make sure you check that video out if you're a little bit unsure of what profiling is. Now onto the quality of Byonic Blades runners. They're all made from certified high-strength stainless steel, which offers greater edge retention. Now what I mean by this is that when you get your skates sharpened, depending on the hardness of the steel, the quality of the steel, different runners, different blades are able to hold their edge much, much longer than others. Now this comes into play just when you're skating on different ice surfaces, i.e. if it's hard ice versus soft ice, if your blades are going to be coming into contact with pads, sticks, other runners, other skates, as you do in the game of hockey. If the quality of steel that you have is higher and the steel is harder, it's going to be able to fend off this wear and tear much, much better while still preserving as much edge as it can for you, which in other words is going to allow you to stay on the ice much longer without having to worry about your skate edges needing sharpening. Now this is a lot more of a big deal than it may sound, because if you play a lot of hockey and if you play competitive hockey, the last thing that you want to happen is for you to unnecessarily lose an edge during a game. It's something that's happened to pretty much every hockey player that I've ever encountered, including myself. It's incredibly frustrating, and of course anything you can do to avoid that would be hugely beneficial for yourself and also for your team. Now from there, taking a look at the types of runners that Byonic Blade offer. They've got brushed and also polished. Now, there's a lot of misconceptions about polished runners. It's just a gimmick. That mirror finish doesn't really do anything, but we've touched on this in a lot of other videos. But in short, that polished or that mirror finish helps to reduce drag on the ice. Now where this really comes into play and where you'll really notice it is when you get towards the end of a period and the ice starts to get really chewed up, or if you're just generally skating on bad ice. If you're skating on ice that has quite a heavy buildup of snow on it, that mirror finish on your blades or your runners helps to reduce the drag, so the blade is able to cut through and glide through that ice much more easily with much less effort and a lot more effectively. This isn't a gimmick, this does actually work, and the degree in which that the steel is polished too, some steel can be much, much more reflective than others. That helps to reduce the drag on the ice, and it's definitely something that you will notice. From there, Byonic also have their own version of black steel, which they call Super Black, and it's going to have a lot of those properties that we've seen from other black steel as well. Aside from it coming from a good quality of steel, nice and hard, it's also going to be able to help you maintain your edge much, much longer than the polished or the brushed version of the steel that they provide. In addition to this, that coating is also going to be a lot more robust or a lot more durable, and it's going to be able to handle a lot of wear and tear on the ice while still being able to maintain great edge life. You may also notice a slightly enhanced bite on the ice. Now with traditional black steel, manufacturers use a process called DLC, or diamond-like coating. So when you see black runners, true black runners, this is the process that's been applied to their runners to enhance the hardness and to give it that black finish. Now when we look at Byonic's black runners or their super black blades, they use a vacuum nickel plating method, which they believe is a much more effective method than DLC because it doesn't alter the properties of the material itself. Now when we move on to the custom color options that Byonic offer, they have red, pink, blue, gold, green, and also copper orange. Now something that I'm a big believer of is being an individual on the ice. I don't think you need to blend in and mix amongst everyone else and look the same. If you prefer to have a different color runner, a different color tape job, I don't see anything wrong with sticking out. If you look at other sports like NBA, football, I'm talking about soccer, a lot of those players out there will really do things to make them stand out, whether if it's a crazy hairstyle, crazy colors of their equipment that they're using. And I feel that hockey is one of those sports that is slowly starting to transition there, but there's still a few players that might not really agree with the idea of having pink, green, blue, or gold runners. This isn't a case of just trying to look flashy and stand out because you think that you're the best. It's just wearing a color that might actually represent the type of person that you are. If you're a loud, flary person, there's no reason why you can't have a bright green set of runners on your skates. I don't see anything wrong with that, and I myself have a set of gold runners because I love the color gold. And aside from that, my favorite color is red, so I've also got a set of red runners on my jet speeds. And judging from an Instagram post that I threw up when I first put the Byonic Blade red runners on my jet speeds, a lot of you agreed. There was a couple of people that were kind of a bit sketchy, a bit skeptical about the colored runners, but the majority of you, the vast majority of you thought that they looked fire. And I agree, I love the way that they look, they pop on the ice, it's a bit of fun, it's a bit of flair, and it looks awesome. Why not? But if you're sitting there wondering what performance benefits the custom colored steel has, now that's me talking about the red, the orange, the gold, there aren't really any performance benefits aside from helping to reduce the drag on the ice. These are really for cosmetics. I don't see anything wrong with that because if you look good, you feel good, you play good, why not? If you're wondering about the durability of the custom colored options that Byonic have, the same process that's used to apply paint onto the body of a car is the same way that the color coating is applied to the surface of these blades. So if you're just playing recreationally or just skating, you can expect them to be preserved very well. But if your skate blades do come into contact with other skate blades, then the color or the paint will scratch. Hopefully we've been able to give you a little bit more information about what you can expect from Byonic blades and how they differ from the standard skate blades that you get when you buy a pair of skates. If you've got any questions, please leave them down below in the comments section. And of course, if you could pick any of the colors that Byonic offer, please leave your comments down below. To celebrate this video, Byonic Blade and us are going to be giving away a pair of CCM FT1 skates. These are the top spec skates. And also you get to pick your own pair of Byonic Blade runners or blades. So depending on if you want to go for the black, the mirror finish, or the custom color options, entirely up to you. The giveaway link is in the description below. As always, thank you very much for watching this video, and a big thank you to the team over here at the Sapphire Ice and Leisure, and of course the Everyone Active Raiders for making this video possible. A big thank you to Byonic Blade for being able to provide us with these runners to make this video possible again. If you want to find out information on where you can pick them up, there will of course be a link down below in the video description. As always, make sure you thumbs up before you go anywhere, subscribe so you can stay up to date with all of the videos that we post, and of course make sure you have the bell turned on so you get a notification when we post a new video. But before you go, also make sure you check out the link down below in the video description for one of these custom HT jerseys. You can put your own name, your own number, and your own country flag on the back so you can represent properly. Thanks again, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.